robust urban garlic flavor.
Oh, banana.
All right, we're back with 220 Gaming as he just had a 15-20 minute business meeting about why he needs your money, and here is what his viewers say in regards to that.
Someone took $2 and says, half your streams should be trying to be making money and the other half should be for fun. This is my job. When you go to your job, do you say, hey, half the time that I'm here, I'm making money, and then the other half, I'll just sit here and do everything, and I'll just do it for free. This is how I make a living. This is how I pay my bills. This is how I support my family. What you're saying is nonsensical. Just because I'm on stream playing games for a lot of the time I'm on stream doesn't mean it's not work. Okay? I'm an online content creator. I'm a gamer. To some extent, I'm an influencer. I'm definitely an entertainer. And there's thousands of people around the world who like what I do. And I deserve to be paid for it. No, this is not just my hobby where it's a side gig. I've been doing it full-time since 2011, and I will continue to do it full-time for as long as I so choose to, and not a moment longer or shorter. So stop trying to make dumb suggestions like that. Oh, just do it for free. Oh, yeah, just forget about anything. Here's the thing. Here's the fun part about what you said. As much as I would like to do it for free and work half the time making money and half the time not, that's not how bills work. Bills don't say, oh, half the time pay us and half the time don't. They say, just pay us all the time. Therefore, I have to actually be making money when I'm working all the time. That's how life works. Maybe one day you'll become an adult and you'll understand how it works. For now, though, I'll accept your $2. Thanks very much. Okay, then. Yikes.
The thing is, Phil, you are doing it for free. You're not having a members only stream or a Patreon where the video will not show up if you don't give him money. So you have to rely on people because you don't edit to give you money. Here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with being a live streamer, but what you do, it stacks on top of each other. So you're here whining and complaining and constantly asking your fans for money. There's an issue with that. That's why you have so many detractor spheres circling around you, because you insist that your fans pay the bills, and you don't do it out of your own merit. You're not making entertaining gameplay. The gameplay is literally just filler so you can beg for more money. It's not your audience's obligation to pay your bills. You have to be entertaining, and you're not. And if they aren't paying, it's not right to just sit there and panhandle. You gotta get off the couch, get off your gaming chair, and go get a job to supplement what you make on YouTube, Kick, etc., etc. But you've found a way that you have an audience that you can successfully panhandle and manipulate and scam. That's just how it is, Phil. Because you're not much of an entertainer or streamer. You're not much of a gamer. What you are good at is convincing your fans to give you money because you feel that you are entitled to it, and that every time you go live, just because you go live, you need $150 for turning on OBS. Yes, Phil, you have bills, but everybody else has bills too. It's not your audience's problem to bail you out just because you have to make payments for stuff, but you make it their problem, and that's why you've had so much trolling and detractors throughout the years, because what you do is ridiculous. You are a complete e-beggar.
All right, and there was a super chat. It was pretty trollish, but I want to see what it says. It's from Reluctant Hand. Wow, what a great name, huh? What an idiot. He says, your fans don't care about whether you hit goals or not. Yes, they do. My fans do. The trolls don't. Well, I take that back. The trolls do. They don't want me to hit goals. Get it? My fans do actually care. That's why they come by and they actually support my streams. So I don't even need to read the rest of your message here. You're just a moron. But thanks for $5. Okay, then. I'm definitely not putting your name on the leaderboard because it's so dumb. I'm just going to say stupid, which is your name. Okay.
There's no use trying to break through Phil's pignosis. This is what he does. This is what he loves doing. His level 1 podcast is entirely detractor bait. Detractors love it because Phil has to constantly remind his audience that he needs their money, and he needs it right now. So rather than growing his audience, he's gonna squeeze as much money out of the dwindling support that he has. The reason why he does that is because he doesn't want to put in any effort. He just wants to sit there, rest on his laurels, and collect as much as possible. And that's what he sees his audience as: unlimited sources of money, ATMs.
Because the truth is, you can beat Donkey Kong Bonanza in 3 hours. It's been done. And the truth is, the game actually isn't hard at all. If you just streamline your way through the story, you can beat it in less than 3 hours because the game's not hard at all. It's actually very easy.
Yeah, the game journalist doesn't know what a speedrun is. And he's saying it's easy when we have footage of him just being terrible at the game. Okay, Phil, co-parter.
Someone, again, tipped $2 and says, you say that you're doing fine financially. I am. Then why is it that you can't play games for fun during the week? Okay, again, what is it with people who just don't understand a simple concept? Okay? My job is online streaming and content creation, notably in the gameplay field, but podcasting, chill streams, etc. This is my job. This is not like rocket science, but apparently to you it is. When you work, you earn money that you then use to do things like pay bills, make a living, support your family. Why do I have to keep explaining it? Do you think this person maybe has never been employed? Maybe they're tipping me $2 as like their parents' credit card or something? How do you not understand the concept of like earning a living? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe there's so many people out there now that don't understand the concept of earning that they actually just like suck money from places. Maybe they get like government assistance, right? Maybe their parents just pay their way their whole life. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe that's what it is. Because the fact that you don't understand that, it doesn't make any sense. It's like I said, okay?
Yeah, the levels of irony in the statement that he's making. Bill, if you have fun with the game, you're going to be more entertaining. That's what the person is getting at. And the people that support you, somebody giving you money on their parents' credit card. Let's see who did that. Darich. People on government assistance. That's been suspected that most of your fans are on disability and giving you money because you gaslight and manipulate them, and they think you're going to lose your house if they don't open up their wallets each and every day for you. The thing is, you are a passionless guy who doesn't play games for fun. You use it as a medium to collect donations. So it's not entertaining because you're not going to a gaming live stream when you go to DSP Gaming. You go to a panhandling stream where you're one step away from being a TikTok e-beggar who's saying like, hey, give me a $5 membership because it's cheaper than a cup of coffee. That is what you do. You sit there, and if you're not at the goal, you beg constantly and tell your fans, look, I need money, I need money, I need money. And sometimes when you hit the goal, you start talking about the second goal. Especially after streams where you don't hit the goal beforehand, because you're like, guys, we can play catch up. Yeah, dude, you are transparently just asking for money and you're not having fun with the games. You just stare angrily at the screen. We can see right through your nonsense, Phil.
There's some games that I really like, and I'm going to tell you if I like them or not. But if they don't work out, then it's just, I guess, what I would have to do is play it offline. And that's okay if I do, but then people are upset that I stopped playing them. So for example, Clair Obscur, right? I love Clair Obscur Expedition 33. For me, game of the year contender, if not leading for game of the year in my mind right now, okay? I played it as much as I could. I couldn't do any of the optional content at the end of the game. Why? Because basically, people weren't showing up for the game at the end. They said it's too long, it got boring for the audience, all right? So that's a game where maybe at some point, if we are doing really well and I want to do a night stream where I don't care about making anything, all right, then we'll do it, and we'll do like a night stream where, okay, I make $5 tonight, who cares? I had a really great week outside of that, right? We already said that I might do that.
Yeah, and that will never happen because all DSP cares about is whether he gets money or not. So he's not going to take a stream where he gets $20 of support laying down without any issue, because he hasn't really mentioned it once since canning it. He only played the game. It was a rare exception because he wanted to finish that game, and it was a complete disaster because he had consecutive streams where he made between $20 and $40, which, you know, Phil doesn't tolerate, except in very rare circumstances. But he still knows, and he still whines, and he still complains all the way throughout that playthrough and any game where he doesn't get as much support as he wants.
But then in July, I didn't work for a week. And there's nothing I can do about that. It was personal stuff that happened, and there's nothing I can do to control it. It's just life. So now I'm not in that position. I'm not. I'm in a position where I got to work. I got to make as much as I can. I got to do well, you know? And that's okay.
Dude, it is okay to make a living being an entertainer, but the problem with you is you force it upon your audience to pay your bills. You put the pressure on them and you make it their responsibility to keep the lights on. The responsibility is on you. It's not your audience's problem to pay your bills, but you feel entitled to it. You feel just because you have 200 people watching you there that you deserve $1 from each and every one of them every single stream. That's not how this works, Phil. They are not obligated to keep the lights on Burnell Productions. But you act like every single stream is an investors meeting because you prod and poke your audience constantly for tips. If you don't get a contribution every 15 minutes, you have to make a chime about it. You have to complain.
Maybe we'll get back to that point where, you know, things are going fine. And probably will, you know. It's not that things are bad. It's just that I am behind where I would have been if I wasn't off for a whole week. Right? So it is what it is.
Yeah, we're gonna be hearing about this stupid week off for a year. Like, Phil, tragedy happens to everybody. People lose out on money sometimes. It's not polite to just continuously bring this up and try to make a pity party out of it. Because what you were doing is essentially guilting your fans into giving you money. That is not a chill, positive, and meaningful stream. That's just you sitting on the street corner begging for money.
Now, there's also games, for example, Blueprints. I really like Blueprints. I played the living out of it. I'm not going to stream it anymore. But maybe in the future, I would play it offline. Maybe I would, right? And that's fine if I do. But I'm not going to stream it.
Dude, the idea that you play games when you're not streaming is laughable at this point. You constantly talk about Capcom and wanting to get experience in the game. We know you're not playing games in your off time besides WWE Champions, because otherwise you wouldn't have to have a Friday Night Fights in the rotation every single week, because you're like, guys, I want to play this game. We can see through your nonsense, Phil. You just need to be paying attention to do that.
When I stream, I'm streaming to entertain an audience. If the audience is entertained, then they're going to reciprocate by supporting said stream. That's exactly how it works.
Yeah, that's the idea, Phil, but 99% of the time your audience is not entertained because what do you have to do? You have to sit there and constantly badger to get contributions out of them. And here's the thing, not every viewer has the ability to pay you money. So you expecting it each and every day is ridiculous. It's not your viewers' obligation to fund your frivolous lifestyle, Phil.
Okay? So when I'm doing a stream and it's not doing well, what that's telling me is that you're not entertained for some various reason. And I'm sorry for that. And I want to try to fix that or improve it. If that means I have to change games or change what I'm doing on the stream or maybe improve the way I'm doing it, I want that feedback. And that's what I've been asking for. You know? I'm not streaming for fun's sake. I'm not streaming for any of that. I could literally just do it offline then, right?
And you won't do that because you won't edit your videos, and you know they get 500 views at best, and that's no money in your pocket. You know when you go live and you guilt trip your audience into giving you money that it works. You don't know necessarily why it works, but you know what words you need to say to get them to open up their wallets for you.
So what I mean, if I'm going to play more Blueprints, now I know that playthrough has over 60 hours, outstayed its welcome. I'll do it offline for myself. You see what I'm saying? So the whole concept of, why don't you just stream and not care about what you make? Because I'm streaming because it's my job.
Yeah, you should be concerned with that, Phil, but it's not your audience's problem. It's completely disrespectful to them to bring it up constantly. You have to figure it out behind the scenes. You gotta change what you're doing, but instead you're like, I'm gonna do exactly the same thing, and I'm just gonna beg harder, because I know the begging works. I may not be entertaining, funny, interesting, insightful, but I know I have people that if I just beg to them, that they will give me money. And it's just become so commonplace for him that he's conditioned to believe this is how the way things should work.
I'm paying for the best quality internet that there is. I'm paying for all the games. I'm paying for the electricity. I'm paying for all of this to make a business, not to have a frivolous stream that's just for fun. It's pretty simple. I don't understand why people don't understand the concept. Like, how don't you get that?
People understand the concept, Phil. They know you don't have any other source of income because you mention it constantly. The issue that you have is you put the onus on your viewers to fund your lifestyle. It's not their responsibility to pay your bills. How many times do we have to tell you this?
Very weird. And for those who are upset, oh, he's talking about this, people are asking. You notice? I mean, we would have already been watching Battlefield 6, but now you notice that people are talking about it, and that's why I'm addressing it. I'm not going to ignore people, all right? Or else I just might as well just talk to myself, right?
Yeah, you know why people are talking about it? Because you brought it up, you idiot. That's exactly why this channel exists, because you talk about it every single stream. For the majority of most of your streams, especially on your podcast.
Someone through the $1.25 says you can beat Super Mario Odyssey in 55 minutes. It's called a speedrun. The game normally takes several hours. Your argument with Donkey Kong Bonanza can be beat in 3 hours doesn't hold up. Yes, it does. Because what I'm saying is you can easily beat Donkey Kong Bonanza in a very short period of time if you just don't collect the bananas.
And it goes on a couple minutes. It's like, Phil, who cares? You got owned right there and you just don't want to admit it. It's called speedrunning, Phil. It's a very popular thing. Maybe you should try doing it. Oh wait, you suck at games. You can't do it.
Rock Bottom Podcast did a $5 super chat complaining about DSP Tries It. I don't care. DSP Tries It has worked for a reward now for a year straight and continues to work. It motivates people because they want to see it. And every suggestion that people have given as a replacement to DSP Tries It has either only worked once and then flopped or not worked at all. Okay? For example, excuse me, the Legos. That worked. And then it stopped working after like a month. Okay? Doing a random stream. That worked. And then it stopped working. You see? That's it. I understand. Oh, I'm tired of it. Well, if you're tired of it, that's fine. Thanks for the feedback, but it's working. If you have a better idea, present it. No one has presented a better idea that's worked better than DSP Tries It. Not a single person. Now, I've even suggested that we do other things for DSP Tries It, right? I've suggested, why don't we have a night where we do like a tasting of drinks or liquor or something like that? Maybe a variety of beers. We could compare 4 or 5 popular beers against each other for DSP Tries It one night. I said we could do that. No one seems to be interested. Every time that we bring it up or we talk about it, it doesn't work. I'd like to do other things for DSP Tries It, but I need to know exactly what you would want, and then we can make it work. Because also something like that cannot be done on the fly. Like right now, on the fly, I could order any food I want delivery. But I can't just have a bunch of beers here for a taste test. I'd actually have to go get the beer from the liquor store. You see the difference? So, yeah.
Yeah, he can't order DoorDash on the fly, guys. Yeah, and the recovering alcoholic, he's talking about drinking yet again. He's gonna do it on his marathon too. Don't be like Phil. He's not recovering. He has relapses. Remember when he had the cologne idea and everybody laughed him out of the room? That was funny. Dude, DSP Tries It is not a reward for your fans. It's a reward for you. You're patting yourself on the back. And like Legos, I give you props for at least trying something different. But I think what you did is you saw like one person with like 300 people doing it on their live stream, and you're like, yeah, this is popular right now. And you find a way to make it so uninteresting and boring that it loses steam. That's just what it is with everything. You only have success, as you call it, with DSP Tries It, because for some reason people like seeing you stuff your face. Don't ask me why, but they do. But really, it's not a huge impetus to get them to hit the goals all the time, because otherwise you'd be doing it every 5 days, and you're not.
If you have suggestions, I would love to hear them. All right? But the suggestions that I get are always false. What do I mean by that? Oh, well, you should give away something. Do it when we hit a goal, you'll do a giveaway. That doesn't work. Number one, giveaways are very scrutinized because people can say, oh, it's not legit, it wasn't fair. Oh, that's a contest, that's gambling. Now you have to have rules and regulations in place. If you're not aware, yes, that is true. Depending on where you live in the United States, actually doing giveaways is considered like a gambling contest, and you have to actually have like transparency and everything. It's crazy. That's number one. Number two, giveaways literally benefit one person, the person who wins. So let's say, for example, let's say when we hit 10 goals, I'll give away this cat squishy handrest, and I'll autograph it, and I'll mail it to you if you're the winner of the giveaway. Okay, that's just an example. I don't think anyone would ever want this, but I'm just grabbing anything randomly around me. Okay? So, wow, let's do it. Let's support Phil. Let's all do it. And everyone supports, and then one person gets this. How is that fair? If you're doing a video or you're doing something publicly, like an extra stream, an extra video, a DSP Tries event, everyone gets that. Do you see? Everyone gets the reward, as opposed to just one person gets the reward. This is fine, but this should not be tied to levels of support at all. Anyone who actually does a giveaway tied to levels of support like that, it's pretty much a scam. It's actually a way to make weak-minded people contribute when they have little to no chance of ever getting anything out of it. At least, even if you can argue, oh, well, I don't like DSP Tries as a video series, fair enough, but the truth is, if we hit a goal, you're getting a new episode of the video series. Whether you like it or not, you're still getting something. As opposed to a giveaway, only one person gets anything. That's a horrible, horrible way to give back to the viewers. Doesn't matter how people scam it and spin it on their channels, because it is successful. Oh, I know. There's people out here who do these kind of giveaways all the time. When I hit a certain level of support, I'll give away a console. I'll give away a game. I'll give away... It's a scam. Get it? It's the same as those people who are on social media who are like, when I hit a certain amount of likes and retweets on this post, I'll do this or I'll do that. It's a scam. They're farming your engagement. They're farming support for a chance that you win something. That's actually messed up. That's insanely manipulative. As opposed to when I'm doing DSP Tries it, you know you're getting a reward when I hit that milestone. It's happening. Again, maybe you don't like the reward, but you're still getting the reward. That's far better than a manipulation tactic of a giveaway. Sorry, that's my philosophy. Maybe you disagree, but that's definitely how I see it, okay? And I'm definitely not going to go out of my way to do things in a messed up, underhanded way to try to manipulate like that. And for any moron who's going to say something like, oh, but the reward is that you get to eat food. Yes, there's entire YouTube channels and businesses based on people doing fast food tasting videos and things like that. You're a moron. Just really stop the nonsense. You just don't know what you're talking about. Okay.
So I may be showing that I don't watch Phil every single podcast all the time, but I've never heard anybody mention a giveaway on his streams. What I'm familiar with giveaways is usually people ask you to subscribe and then you have a chance to win something, which is always like you have a 1 in 10,000 chance, so it's like, why bother? If you like the content, like, why not subscribe? But otherwise, they're literally farming your engagement. Phil's right about that. But here's the thing, he is bringing this up just to justify the stupid stuff that he's doing. Phil, we all know DSP Tries It is a way for you to pat yourself on the back and eat food and congratulate yourself. It's not for your viewers, it's for you. So stop whining about what other people are doing and saying that you're not scamming people, as you were the guy who sat on a soapbox and cried that you couldn't pay groceries while at the same time spending tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars on a gacha mobile game. Don't try and gaslight us with this garbage. We know you are full of it. You are not being ethical here, charging $1,500 to stuff your face. It's the same tactics over and over again.
Why do your detractors say you only care about money? Because that fits their narrative. That's why, because it fits their narrative. So that makes them get more content, more viewers. That's why they say that. It's that simple. There's nothing else to say about it. That's 100% true.
Yeah, Phil, because it does fit my narrative. And here's the thing, I have evidence to back it up. You care exclusively about money. You don't care if your audience is entertained. You don't care if your audience is engaged. All you are looking for is to hit that number. And the sad thing is, if you paid attention to your fans and actually were concerned about their interests, you would not have as much trouble hitting goals as you do now. You would have a larger audience. You wouldn't have bled all those fans you've had over the years. But you decided to be a toxic idiot and be a virtual panhandler because all you know how to do is ask for money.
Remember, the longer that you take to do a game, it's gonna, not have as much interest. And I definitely do want to live up to my promise and do the playthrough for you guys.
Yeah, well, that's your problem. Here's the thing. Every single playthrough, the people that still do it, part 1 gets a ton of views. By part 60, like a fifth of the people are still watching. Diminishing returns, Phil. How you haven't figured this out after all these years is beyond me.
And again, guys, I didn't want to talk about this as long as I have. It's because every single person who's contributing is bringing it up. So I'm going to respond to the contributions. I'm not going to ignore them. All right?
And you know why they're contributing and talking about support and things like that? Because you were the person who brought it up in the first place. Your streams are based around whether you hit the goal or not. It's not about the games. It's about you receiving money. We can all see through it, Phil.
All right. So now let's move on. Guys, please, let's get some support going. All right. Let's get some super chats, some tips, some memberships, and some subs. Right now, we got a few super chats. We got a couple tips. We have no subs today on Kick. It sure would be great to get some subs on Kick. And, same thing with memberships on YouTube. Anything there would be greatly appreciated. So thanks in advance to anyone who supports. And I appreciate the support today. Again, I want to get back on track. I want to start hitting goals again. I get it. Yesterday was a weird day. Today, we're getting back on track. All right?
Yeah, he says he doesn't want to talk about it as much as he does, but he takes one breath and then he talks about how you can give him money. And then he's saying, look, we gotta play catch up because I didn't get as much money as I expected yesterday. It's totally not about the money, Phil. You are as transparent as a shower curtain.
So I got this. It's an actual torch, life-size torch from Minecraft. So if you were actually in Minecraft and it was real, this is the size that the torch would be. It's actually to scale, okay? So it looks cool, right? And we probably will eventually put it in the background. But here's the problem. It's a light. Are you ready? Ah! Oh! Why is it so bright? And that's it. It has on and off. It's too bright. Like, if I put this in the background, look, it's way too bright.
And Phil was like, yes, I deserve $1,500 for this display.
All right, how about this? Guys, by the end of the stream, let's get to $50 of support, please. Let's hit 50, and then we'll worry about the other 2/3 of the goal while we play Donkey Kong Bonanza. But please, can we get to 50 so at least we have a good head start heading into the gameplay today? Let's get some super chats. Let's get our first member, our first sub. This is a big problem, is that we've had very little subs in the last 2 weeks. I don't know what's going on over there, but let's get some support so we can get to those goals today, all right? You give moral support? Wrong. Moral support is disabled on Kick. You can't possibly give moral support. Let's get some real support. The moral support was disabled against my will. It was because of the stupid trolls and Kick having this big loophole.
Yep, he continuously asks for contribution. This is what people have an issue with, Phil. And it's kind of odd because Kick has become your new tips because people don't want to tip you anymore. So you get paid weekly on Kick. So you're putting that in front. That's why you harp on it all the time. I finally figured it out.
No, we are done with Mario Kart officially. As I've already stated, there's nothing left to do in the game. I've literally beaten every single stage in the game at the hardest difficulty. I've literally won the online mode twice. Even when all of my detractors were stream sniping me and trying to make me fail, I still won. There's literally nothing left to do. Okay, so no, we're not playing Mario Kart again.
Yeah, he was so proud of that one race that he won where he claims there were like 6 detractors on that. There was only 1, and that person was kicked out in the second round. So yeah, he's not playing it anymore because he doesn't want to give troll fire, and because Only Iced Coffee stopped wailing out on the game for one stream. Yeah, Only Iced Coffee can't take a day off or Phil will wage quit every single game.
Oh, banana. Remember, for a $20 contribution, you get a banana animation. Oh, I totally forgot. I have new animations today. Wow, it completely slipped my mind. Listen up, everyone. For a $10 super chat or a $10 tip, I have new animations today. I totally forgot about it. And it's in honor of the upcoming Mega Man Marathon on Friday. I completely forgot about it. So please contribute and see some new animations. For $10 and $20, there's animations, new animations in the mix. Okay? I got a $2 tip, and I don't really believe anything that they're saying, so thanks for $2. I'm not even going to bring it up. Okay. Thank you guys. Let's get to 50. 13 more to go before the end of the show.
You know, it'd be more fun if Phil didn't tell anybody and they just discovered it organically. It's not like he has problems getting $10 super chats each night. There's usually at least one.
It was not good yesterday, Jade. Jade is asking, how was support yesterday? Not good. We didn't hit a single goal yesterday. It was actually one of the slowest days I've had in recent memory. Nothing can really be done about it. I just hope we come back from it today.
Yeah, you deliberately choose to answer Jade. Jade didn't contribute, but you're talking about the goal once again. You are literally putting it nonstop into your fans' minds. I need more money. Give me money right now. Chill positive entertainment, that is. Wow.
Original Grant did a $3 super chat. Nervous about streaming tips from the king? I always give the same advice. My advice hasn't changed all these years. I'll give it again. Maybe you just haven't heard it, okay? I feel that the key to be a successful creator and streamer is you need to be doing content that you have a great time making. You want to focus in on something that you're good at and you like, and that you actually have some unique experience or knowledge of, or it means something to you. Play one of your favorite games. Play a game that you know you're good at, or a game that you've played before and you can do good narration of it, of what's going on in the game, explain the game mechanics, something like that. I don't know if you're a gaming streamer. I'm just giving you my perspective. It could be about anything. If you're into cooking, cook a meal that you know you're good at cooking and show the instructions on how to do it. And, you know, because here's the deal. Number one, if you're doing something that you like, you're going to have fun doing it. So it doesn't matter whether or not it takes off or not. You didn't waste your time. You still enjoyed yourself. And chances are, if it's something that you really have passion for and you're actually good at, that will come through in the content, and that will resonate with an audience who's there for positive reasons. It's not always going to work, but as long as you have genuine, passion for what you're doing, likely people will see that and connect with it, and they're going to want to come back to see more.
And the irony about this is that Phil is now passionless for what he does, so his content has suffered as a result. Like, he's actually giving good advice here, but Phil does not follow this advice. He doesn't care about games. He'd rather just turn the game off and just beg for contributions. But he's like, well, people expect games, and I've tried other things, and I'm terrible at reactions and the such, so I guess we gotta stick with the games to not make this a whole panhandling, give me money kind of stream.
Then, once you have an established audience, then you could say, we're going to do something different today. Rather than just doing the stuff that I'm really good at or I know a lot about, let's venture into something different. Let's have a first-time experience of something that we don't know what it is, and I'll give you my honest reactions to it. You see? That's my take. You can completely disagree, and that's okay, but it's worked for me.
Yeah, and here's the thing that Phil will never realize. He got in on the ground floor early, and he basically got lucky. He bombarded the YouTube algorithm with thousands of videos, which if you do today, you will not go very far. So the thing has changed. If DSP started right now in 2025, he wouldn't get anywhere. He's just resting on his laurels and hanging on because he's able to squeeze the few fans he has left for all that they're worth. That's literally the relationship he has. He's an online cockroach that will never quit because he's too good with his parasitical relationships that he's keeping afloat by begging and whining and complaining that he's a legacy streamer, that he's entitled to it. Phil is basically what Boogie would love to be, but Boogie's just not good enough at panhandling to do that.
Well, Chef Demeski, thank you so very much. Chef Demeski just did a $50 super chat. $50, 50 simoleons, 50 bananas. Thank you to Chef Demeski, who says happy Sunday to Phil. Then it shows a banana and a gorilla emote. All right. Chef Demeski, that is going to help a ton today in my attempt to bounce back from yesterday.
Yeah, you see what it is? It is literally your problem now because DSP didn't hit goals yesterday. Can you believe it?
So thank you. With that, we have officially hit $90 of support here on the show. So thank you so much, Chef. Thank you guys for this early support. I really appreciate it. I am reading Kick Chat, but not a single person on Kick Chat is tagging me, so I'm not responding. If you guys were tagging me, I would respond. but you guys aren't tagging me.
Which really makes no sense. You can respond to whatever you want, Phil. Why? You have to feel like you're some important figure that needs to be tagged every single time? Like, you can see what happens. We know you scan the chat. But Phil, you will never run an entertaining and positive and chill stream because you make it about the money. It's not your audience's problem to be concerned about the money. That's your thing. But you make it their issue, and then you have qualms when people bring it up. So keep panhandling Phil, and I will keep making videos about it because it is manipulative and disgusting.